Hi there, this is Badgerson's Tiki Hut, and today we're going to make three dots and a dash. Three dots and a dash is one of my favorite tiki drinks. It was made by Don the Beachcomber back in the 40s. Three dots and a dash in Morse code is V for victory, and he made it as an honorarium to the servicemen and women who fought in the war. So anyway, I've discovered that it is one of my absolute favorite tiki drinks. We're going to make it right now. So it has an immense amount of ingredients in it. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with, I already have ice preloaded into my blender cup here because this is one of those drinks that it's recommended that you blend it for like a little less than 5 seconds. So we're going to do that. I've already put in a little bit of ice into this here, and what we need first is a ½ ounce of lime juice. What I really like the most about this drink, is that it has a lot of spiciness to it. A lot of distinct flavors that are really nice. Lime juice and orange juice are kind of, your citrus base to it. ½ ounce of orange juice. I go pretty low rent on my lime juice and my orange juice. You're supposed to use fresh everything, but, when you work that hours and everything, sometimes you can't get fresh. Lime juice, orange juice, a ½ ounce of honey mix. Honey mix technically is honey and water in equal parts. You can put it in there's a bunch of recipes you can find on the internet for honey mix. But again, I like to go the quick and easy route, so I use this guy here, which is honey sweetener. The thing about the honey sweetener though is that I think it's probably more powerful than honey mix is. So I use a little bit less than what they say. So they say a ½ ounce, this recipe I found is a ½ ounce of honey mix. I use just a little bit under a ½ ounce because what happens is that the whole drink just starts to become all honey flavored. Like the honey can really take over a drink if you use too much in it. So I just use just a little bit under what they recommend when using the honey sweetener anyway. So we have honey mix, so that rounds out our non-alcoholic portion. Next, the big rum for this is your amber Martinique rum, which is one of the sweeter rums. So I'm using Clement as my amber Martinique rum. 1½ ounces. Boom. Alright, 1½ ounces of amber Martinique. Then next is a ½ ounce of Demerara. Demerara is a really pungent, very strong rum, and so we're only using a ½ ounce of that. The Demerara rums are really distinct. If you smell them, you'll know why they're used sparingly. It's because they can absolutely overpower the drink. And plus, they're pretty strong too. So a ½ ounce of my Demerara, which I'm using El Dorado 8-year for this one right now. Finally, a dash of Angostura bitters. Falernum, the magical tiki elixir. My friend made this one for me. There's an immense amount of recipes and different ways to make tiki falernum. This one, I definitely cannot make. I don't have the patience to make it because of all the ingredients that are in it. It is hard to make. There's several that I use, and my friend made this for me, and it tastes awesome, so I'm going to use this. So falernum. Again, this is another thing that you use sparingly because it's pretty strong and very flavorful, so we're only going to use a ¼ ounce of this. And I find it really important to stick to the recipe on some of this stuff. If you go overboard with any of these things like bitters or falernum, and the next thing here, which is also has a very distinct flavor profile, is pimento dram or pimento liqueur, or also called allspice liqueur. This particular one is pimento dram. This one, when you smell it, you're instantly gonna recognize the smell as being in a lot of tiki drinks. Anyway, this one is one that you really want to make sure that you stick to the recipe on because it can. I keep saying it a lot of these things can overpower the drink, but honey for sure in this one. Falernum a little bit. This one, the pimento dram, you have to watch out for it. This is a ¼ ounce of pimento dram. And that is it for this guy. So more than 5 seconds. You don't want to turn it into a slushy. Turn it into a slushy and kind of ruins the whole deal. That's it. Literally, you're just getting the ice crystals moving around in there. Gives it a quick mix. My cup of choice here. And then I'm going to finish it off with just a little bit more ice. This cup might be a little bit big for this particular recipe. That's the hard part, is trying to find a tiki mug or cup that fits the recipe size that you're making without having to completely overfill it with ice. Finally, the main deal here is we have to pull out our cherries, because the garnish for this is very specific. It has to be 3 dots and a dash. So we do. I'm going to do 3 Luxardo cherries. I love Luxardo cherries, mostly because they are, well, they're luxurious. They're really tasty. Once you have them, it'll be hard to go back to a regular maraschino cherry. Alrighty, so I've got my 3 dots. And my dash here. And my garnish is falling into my drink. I don't have quite enough ice to hold it up. Add some little palm fronds here, some little pineapple leaves here for my beverage, and that